The warm-up for the squat is going to be about as complicated as it gets, because the squat is going to involve as many muscles and as many joints as any other lift. Because of that, it's vital to get your body warmed up from the shoulders all the way down to the ankles and everything in between. The key on all of the warm-ups is you're going to warm up the joints with movement. You're going to warm up the muscles with weight. So before you start adding weight, we want to get the joints warmed up, and we do that with movement, not weight. If you're going to be squatting 500 pounds for the day, you're going to warm those muscles up with weight. So you'll already have the joints warmed up with movement, and then you'll start adding weight to warm up the muscles. You won't jump from 0 pounds to 500, just like you wouldn't jump from sitting on the couch all day to jumping under a bar. So starting from the head down, some people need to warm up their shoulders depending on how tight they are to get under the bar. I personally take a very low bar position, so I'm not ready to jump under the bar and get that low bar position. So what I'll do, I'll come under with a higher bar and slowly over a few reps work my way down to get to a lower bar position. If you have other upper body ailments, something in your elbows, your wrists, I'll leave that up to you, how to get warmed up, because that's more out of the ordinary. So working our way down the body, the next thing to warm up would be the hips. The low back shouldn't require any movement to warm up, right? Because the low back isn't going to be moving, but we are going to create bracing there, which we'll hit on later. So warming up the hips, it's good to do a couple repetitions of the hip hinge that we've talked about in the hinge or the lifter's wedge video. Something like 20 reps for 1 or 2 sets is totally fine there. The next one to warm up would be the knees. A good one to warm up the knees would be something like an assisted sissy squat, which you can just do right here in the bar. To start getting the knee joint warmed up. The ankles shouldn't require too much of a warm up in that joint itself. Again, if you have something going on there, that's probably outside the context of this video. Wrapping up the warm up for the joints, what I like to do is a goblet squat. You can either just take a plate like this, or you can use the empty bar and start performing some goblet squats. Goblet squats are great because it allows you to achieve a deeper range of motion than you normally would with a back squat, and helps you warm up all the joints and the range of those joints that are going to help you get into a deep squat. And it's going to be easier doing a goblet squat than it is a back squat because of how the weight is cantilevered out in front of you. Again, you can also do it with the bar. And an advanced warm-up topic would be if you have tight hips or you squat with a wide stance and it's hard to get out there. What you can do is either start with one plate or slowly work your way up, even with just the bar, and slowly bring your stance out. You could have one bar on, and you could do a couple 5 reps with a narrow stance, take it a foot without, another 5 reps, and another 5 reps. So you want to make sure that the joints are warmed up with movement before you start adding weight to warm up the muscles. The other part of the warm-up that I like to do, and this would happen before any of this starts getting under the bar, is the big 3. Warm up with the big 3 to create that residual stiffness through your core that's going to help you maintain a healthy back through your entire squat training session. The final piece that I'll say on the warm-ups is that the size of the increase should decrease or stay the same. That means as you're warming up and figuring out how much weight to put on the bar, the size of that weight increase should decrease or stay the same. That means don't make a 50-pound jump, and then a 60-pound jump. Don't make a 25-pound jump and then a 35-pound jump. Either go 25 pounds, 20, 15, or if you're making bigger jumps, you can go, if you're doing either 55 or 45-pound plates, you can make a 90-pound jump, a 90-pound jump, and then a 45 and a 45 and a 25. So the size of those jumps should either stay the same or decrease. And that's how we talk about warming up the muscles as you're working up to those working sets. Now you're warming up the muscles with weight, but the size of the increase should decrease or stay the same.